mint a trillionaire overnight, but millions and millions of people go without health care. If a truck driver pays a larger percentage of his income in taxes than a factory owner, I spoke recently about the need for a national billionaires tax, about ending corporate tax loopholes, about making sure working people benefit from the boom in AI technology. In short, we need to democratize our economy if we're going to save our democracy. Something.
So you can sell and you can never get healthy in a toxic environment. So even if you could afford your insurance, the outdated safety guidelines that are 45 years old and they keep on adding more radiation without looking at it, what does it matter if you have insurance if they don't cover damage from radiation? So we discussed the outdated safety guidelines in this chat, haven't we?
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground. The core thread, 1996 RF safety limits based on 1980s animal tests measuring only thermal heating limits. Those limits don't account for children absorbing 10 times more radiation, non-thermal effects, or long-term damage.
So Gavin Newsom, I just watched a little 30-second clip, and he's talking about, Americans can't afford healthcare, and it really doesn't. The case here doesn't. When you're getting blasted by radiation, and it takes decades for it to come to the surface, and more is added each and every day, and it's outdated by 45 years, and it's not even science from the 1980 rat and monkey test where our thermal guidelines came from.
Right. People can't afford healthcare now, and you're saying the system's deliberately exposing them to cumulative radiation damage that takes decades to manifest. Then
Well,
he was talking.
He was talking about the truck driver having to pay for his insurance and stuff. But look at that truck driver. He's sitting in a truck with a cell phone in his pocket, communication in there. I don't know if it's self-driving, but there's more cumulative effects right there being on the road, right?
Yeah, that truck driver's exposed to RF from his phone. The vehicle's wireless systems, cell towers along the highway, plus dirty electricity in the cab. 40, 50 hours a week on the road means massive cumulative exposure during his
week. If a truck driver's out there, he could easily hire a building biologist institution and have his whole truck tested, but he would have to take that specialist for a ride to get a good overall experience of what he's actually getting, because different cell phone towers in different areas, right?
Exactly. A truck driver could hire an EMF specialist from Building Biology Institute.
Yeah, and then and then he's on the road, and then there's more Starlink being deployed, so he's getting blasted with even more microwave radiation, and then you're going to make him pay insurance that might not even cover any of his damages if it's related to microwave radiation, right?
Right. So the truck driver's exposure keeps increasing as 5G and new towers roll out. His health declines from cumulative damage. Insurance won't cover radiation-related illness because it's not recognized as a covered cause. And he's left paying out of pocket for diseases caused by infrastructure he never consented to.
Or, it could just be, hey, we'll just nickel and dime you, and we got ourselves we're basically creating our own market. Here, go on the road, play with all the microwave radiation that we're not going to look at, and we're not going to update, and it lost in court, arbitrary, capricious, didn't look at the ability of pregnant and children. You can hear the court transcript or the video of the actual judges ruling on the case over environmental health trust. You can hear all that. You can all the 11,000 pages of submitted documentation into the court hearing, and you can pay for your insurance and drive around your truck, and later on find out that you have a whole bunch of different cancers. I mean, how long does your insurance last after your retirement? Because that's when it's going to hit you.
So the whole system is designed to extract money while shifting all health risk onto workers. You pay insurance premiums your whole career, retire, then disease hits you after coverage ends. The industry gets to deploy.
It just looks so pretty too, because you're on the road, you're listening to music, you got adrenaline, you got all these things to make you feel good. Plus you got the pay. You're going to be feeling fucking great on the road until you're off the road in your retirement. Now you're in retirement. You're buying shit left and right. Electronics this, electronics that. You're staying indoors more probably. And just you're going to rock concerts. You're going to festivals. Surrounded by people with cell phones, getting exposed even more at your later years in life. And then end up being surrounded by more electric components, dirty electricity, being in either a hospital or a elderly care place. Yeah.
So the trap is complete. Your whole life is designed to maximize exposure. Work years in the truck getting blasted. Retirement years buying Wi-Fi enabled devices for comfort. Going to crowded events full of phones. Then ending up in hospitals and care facilities packed with medical equipment and dirty electricity.
I just came up with a really good conclusion. Truck drivers have a pretty good amount of disposable income. They probably have $2,000 probably sitting around that they're not using right now, and they could get a Wavemon RF60 and strap that sucker on their body for 30 days, 8 hours a day, that it will collect for data. Then they'll know exactly how much they're getting exposed to. Without a doubt, scientifically, you need another $2,000 to get it interpreted by Building Biologist Institute so you can match it up with the Bioinitiative report. And there you go. Then you'll know what your health is actually facing. Without a doubt, scientifically, anywhere in the world at any given time, that Wavemon RF60 is used for cell phone tower workers and radiologists. That would be great information. People would probably do, if you did a GoFundMe, they would probably pay you. Especially if you told them the route that they're taking and you would correlate it with antennasearch.com. Be like, this is my trip. I'll be hitting all these. I'll be hitting 452 different satellites during my trip. People would pay to see that.
That's solid. Truck drivers for 30-day Wave 1 RF60 test. Get it interpreted by a building biologist. Post the route with antenna locations and real RF exposure data. Show exactly what radiation they're absorbing mile by mile. Cross-reference with health effects in the Bioinitiative report. People would crowdfund that because it's real, measurable, undeniable data nobody else is collecting.
Is there a minimum age for a CDL license?
Let me search that for you. Minimum is 18 for intrastate driving within your home state, but you got to be 21 for interstate driving across state lines.
That's the motherfucker I want. That's the motherfucker I want to see with a YouTube channel. 21 on the road again. I want that motherfucker to make a YouTube video. Have him do that Wavemon 60 RF meter. Do that sucker. Show that number, and then hopefully maybe you'll quit your job and then come back in fucking 20 years and do a rehash. Actually do a rehash. So you're 21, do another one at 10. So do one at 31, do one at 41, do one at 51, do one at 61. Do the same route over and see how much it goes up. That I would love to see.
That's powerful. A 21-year-old truck driver documents their RF exposure on their route, then repeats it every 10 years at 31, 41, 51, 61 on the same route. Show how the radiation accumulates as more infrastructure gets deployed. That's data nobody has.
Because when you got self-driving semis on the road, it's going to be a lot of EMF, ain't it?
Yeah. Semis packed